If you're thinking about buying a house, then this episode is for you. Keep watching because I'll be talking about mortgages and everything you need to know about getting a mortgage. I'm Kalilah Reynolds, and it's time for another episode of Money Mondays JA, brought to you by Proven Wealth. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and turn on those post notifications. Also subscribe to my newsletter at KalilahReynolds.com, where you can also read a full transcript of this episode. So, what is a mortgage? Well, a mortgage is a type of loan that's secured by real estate. Real estate includes a house, it could be a piece of land or a commercial building. If the loan is not secured by real estate, then it's not a mortgage. So get this. All mortgages are loans, but not all loans are mortgages. Mortgages are offered by the National Housing Trust, NHT, commercial banks, credit unions, and building societies. Now, the process of getting a mortgage to purchase land, a house, or to build a house starts with getting pre-approved by the NHT or the financial institution that you hope to borrow from. First of all, you should shop around for a mortgage. A house is likely to be the biggest, most expensive thing you ever buy in your life. You will be committed to making these payments every month for the next 25 to 30 years. So you definitely want to get the best deal. And two major items that you want to look out for from a financial institution are the interest rate and the repayment period. Apart from the cost of the property, these are the two factors that will most affect how much your monthly payment is going to be. Now, the interest rate is the cost to borrow the money. So the higher the interest rate, the more expensive the loan will be, and the higher your monthly payments will be. Commercial banks' average interest rate right now on mortgages is about 7.5%, while the NHT offers interest rates between 0 and 4% depending on your income. NHT also allows two applicants to combine their incomes to access loans of up to 13 million Jamaican dollars. That's 6.5 million for each applicant to purchase houses not being sold by the NHT. But let's say you want to buy a property that costs more than 13 million. Well, most financial institutions offer joint financing with NHT. This means that you can borrow from both NHT and the bank. The NHT loan will have a lower interest rate, which will help to lower the cost of the mortgage. The repayment period also helps to determine how low your monthly payments will be. A mortgage with a repayment period of up to 40 years will have lower monthly payments than a mortgage with a 20-year repayment. However, a longer repayment period means that you end up paying more to the bank in the long run because you'll be paying interest longer. Now, how long a bank or the NHT will give you to repay is also determined by your age. The younger you are, the longer they will allow you to repay. So, hint, hint, start early. Another factor to look at is how much of the purchase price you're seeking. Some financial institutions, depending on your ability to repay, will offer mortgages that cover the entire purchase price of the property or even more. For example, Jamaica National offers a mortgage that provides 110% financing. The extra 10% can be used to buy furniture or pay closing costs, for example. However, you will pay a higher interest rate for this benefit. Other institutions usually allow you to borrow up to 90 or 95% of the purchase price of the house. And this means that you have to save up that deposit. FYI, investing in the stock market can be a great way to save up that deposit faster. Contact an advisor at Proven Wealth today to learn how. You can click the link in the description below. Now, once you've settled on a financial institution, you will need to take a government-issued ID, a job letter, 2 or 3 most recent pay slips or financial statements if you're self-employed, proof of address, and your tax registration number, TRN. You'll be assigned a mortgage officer who will do a pre-interview with you just so that they can know how much you want to borrow and what you'll be using the money to do, buy a house or a piece of land, or if you want to build. They'll then use that information to determine how much you can afford to borrow and your ability to make monthly payments. If you pass the pre-approval process, the financial institution or NHT will give you a pre-approval letter stating how much you can borrow. Now, with this letter in hand, you can look for a property that falls within that price range. Well, that is if you hadn't started looking already. And let me tell you something, many realtors won't even show you a property if you don't have a pre-approval letter in hand, because they don't want to waste their time if it turns out that the bank denies your loan. So getting pre-approved saves you that disappointment too. This way you know exactly what you can afford and you can look at properties within your budget. Now, before you go into the bank, you can check out their websites and use their mortgage calculators to get an estimate of the monthly payments and closing costs. Once you have identified the property you'd like to purchase and you have your pre-approval, you can make an offer to the seller. And then when the seller accepts, you need to engage an attorney to prepare the sale agreement for the property, or the bank will have their attorneys draft their sales agreements on your behalf. Now, financial institutions will also request a valuation report, a copy of the title of the property, current property tax certificate, and peril insurance for full replacement cost of the building. Some banks also ask for a structural engineer report. The structural engineer examines the house to ensure that there are no major problems. So that's a good idea to have somebody examine the house. They may also ask for proof of life insurance, because banks want to ensure that in the event that you die, the proceeds of the life insurance policy can cover the remaining mortgage payments. In a previous episode, we discussed the benefits of life insurance, so you can go back and take a look if you missed it. The link is up here. Now, the bank will also ask that you pay legal fees, stamp duties, a commitment fee, and mortgage registration fee. This list, however, is not exhaustive, so there are so many different fees that you need to look out for. Different banks have different fees. Once the fees are paid and you sign on that dotted line, the bank will go ahead and disperse the loan, and then you can move into your new home. So this is the process for taking out a first mortgage for your new home. So you heard me right, I said first mortgage. Does that mean that there can be a second mortgage or a third mortgage? Well, in a previous video, I spoke about home equity. That deposit that you paid plus any mortgage payments that you've made represent your equity in the home, meaning that's the amount of the property that you actually own. So if you bought a $10 million home, but you put a down payment of $1 million and you've already made $1 million in mortgage payments, then you own $2 million in equity in that home. The bank owns the other $8 million. But you can use that $2 million in equity as collateral for another loan. This second loan is called a second mortgage. When this is done, you are using your status as a homeowner to unlock value in your property. And this new loan can be used to buy another house or build an addition to the house, pay for your kids' college tuition, invest in a business, buy stocks, whatever you want it to do. So that's it for this episode of Money Mondays JA, brought to you by Proven Wealth. Visit their website, provenwealth.com, and follow them on social media at We Are Proven. If you're looking to take out a mortgage to purchase your first home, let me know in the comments below. If you've already done that, what was your experience like? I want to know. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel and my newsletter. You can click the link in the description box below and visit KalilahReynolds.com for a full transcript of this episode. Share this video as well. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Kalilah Ray. I'm Kalilah Reynolds. Let's get this money.